If you're planning your industrial trade shows for this year or the coming years, in this video, I'm going to show you some keys on how to get the most bang for your budget. So many industrial companies are spending a lot of money in 2024 and beyond on trade shows. Some companies I've talked to are spending hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars a year. When I ask them how many trade shows they're doing, it could be 10 to 20 globally. A lot of that money is wasted because they're not doing the proper steps about the marketing and the pre-show stuff. And even when they get into the trade show, they're not working the booths enough with the salespeople or having enough attention. You need to strategically figure out what are the core trade shows that I want to do for the next 12 months. If you've been exhibiting at a trade show like IME, like IMTS, like FabTech, things like that, and you get certain credit for every year that you're exhibiting, you may want to stick with those. But some of the smaller shows, you may want to drop it if you're not seeing the results. But the biggest issue that I see that people make when they're doing trade shows is a couple of things. Number one, they are not spending enough time marketing the trade show ahead of time. They think, I'm just going to do a trade show, so I'm going to do some marketing a month or two in advance. That is the wrong outlook. That's the wrong approach to have. You want to be marketing for that trade show at least 6 months in advance. You want to have a page on your website where you're going to be focusing on that specific trade show. What are your giveaways? What is going to be talked about? Have some video, have some articles, things like that. You want to have all that in place to send traffic to. Printing the free badge, you can have that on your trade show page as well. We have a page for every single trade show, so you're trying to rank for that from an SEO standpoint. But it's all about that pre-show marketing. Try to get as many people as possible to know that you're going to be at the trade show, what's the booth number, and book time and meetings ahead of time. As I walk through this trade show, a lot of people are just standing there. They're not having conversations. They're sitting in their booth. And I walk up to them like, hey, how's the show going for you? They're like, yeah, it's kind of slow. I guarantee if I ask them the question, how much marketing do you do ahead of time? They're going to say, we didn't really do too much, or I don't know, we come here every year. It's pretty much the same results. That's because people are not making the massive change. It does not matter if you're a big company with a marketing team of 10, or you're a small company with a marketing team of 0 or 1. You have to be hitting the ground running 6 months plus in advance. Got to put all your eggs in that basket, do as much pre-show marketing as possible. Now, when you're at the actual trade show, how are you going to get attention? You got to have some sort of giveaway. Things that work the best: drones, robotics, liquor. Those things are going to get people's attention. There's a lot of people that do the putting greens to have competitions to get into the raffle. That's good as well. But if you're having an issue where, like you see in this trade show, people are just standing there. This is day 2. People are just standing there, not much activity. It's because they did not do enough marketing ahead of time. You need to do that pre-show marketing to draw them in. For anybody you didn't already have conversations with, you didn't do marketing to, as they just walk by the booth, do you have something that's interesting that's going to draw them in? Crowds draw attention. So even if you're having a conversation with somebody, you're not going to sell to that person specifically. If there's 5 or 6 people around your booth and you have a decent sized booth, then that is going to be bringing other people, because they're going to stop and be like, what's going on over there? Be out in the aisleway and draw people in. Even if you're one person working that booth, you need to be out there. But you can circumvent a lot of those issues if you do enough marketing ahead of time. Be strategic with the shows that you're going after. Try and have a team there. If you can bring a video person, like hire us at MFG Tribe to come in, we can shoot the show for you. Cameras bring attention. As I'm walking through the show, now some people recognize me from the content that I make, but other people are just like, hey, you got a camera, you look important, what is it that you do? And they just want to have a conversation, which then leads into a deeper conversation, and they could turn into a potential lead and eventually a potential customer. So it's all about getting as much attention around the booth as possible. When we walk through the show, people are still designing their booth backdrops with information below the waistline. They've got relevant information. Maybe sometimes the important information is behind them below the waistline. Nobody can see that. As we walk up and down the aisle, I even said to Riley, dude, look at what we're looking at. How do you stand out from this? Everything's basically the same, but even with different colors, when you're walking down the aisle, how are you going to stand out? It comes down to, when you walk past, is there somebody that's grabbing you saying, hey, I'd like to have a conversation with you? That's the sales side of it. Marketing can do some pre-show marketing, but the salespeople have to be on board. You have to train them and say, this is how you're going to work the booth. We got the booth backdrop. We've done some pre-show marketing. We've got a giveaway. We've got some people that are booking time with you and saying they're going to come and stop by. But at the end of the day, the salespeople have to be on board. If you guys want to learn more, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications. Send me a connection request on LinkedIn, follow that content. We go live 6 times a month. Every single Tuesday we talk about marketing, and on the 2nd and 4th week on Thursdays we talk about industrial sales to give as many tips and tricks, what's working today. We go to these trade shows all the time, multiple times a year, for our customers and for us to generate activity, but to even see the content. How are people having conversations? Record it and look and see where the attention is going to. So if that's important to you, hit that subscribe button, and we will see you on the next one.